Press play.
Replay, replay, replay.
You're watching Play Replay with Async. Now today I just kind of want to go over my thoughts on like these new consoles nowadays and the backward compatibility and all the stuff around that, and why consoles I don't think are doing as well these days because they're just not really showing any difference in their system, I guess, in a sense. Like there's not as many exclusives for each individual system, making it to where it's pretty much both PlayStation, Xbox, and all those two consoles or whatever, and what's technically Steam. I mean, they all kind of have the same basic games that you can play, and you can kind of get them on all platforms, it seems like. And it seems like Xbox wants to put everything on whatever. They're just kind of like letting PlayStation get a hold of Indiana Jones even after, they've had it for a little while. So I don't know a whole bunch about all this stuff. I just notice what I see as a consumer, and when I go on the store for Xbox, and then I look and I'm like Googling, well, what if I bought a PlayStation? I wanted to know if I bought a PlayStation, what is going to make me want to play a PlayStation as opposed to my Xbox? So that was the kind of the question and the idea behind this video. But before I talk about that, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel a lot. I really am trying to grow this channel, and I just figure I have to say this. I usually always never say this, and I don't know why. I just forget about it. But I really need that to get this channel to grow, because I'm really trying to make this channel into something. And I want to be able to talk about video games and movies and that type of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at on this channel. Now, getting back to the content. Okay, so talking about my I got Xbox Series X. I got it a little while ago because pretty much everything I own is Xbox. I have a lot of Xbox One games. I have a lot of Xbox 360 games, a lot of Xbox 360 games that I can't play on my Xbox Series X, when they talked about how it's supposed to be this backward compatible system that you can play the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, Xbox Series X, and all these games, all this stuff on one thing. No, it's not so much. I mean, I know Xbox One was so proud of themselves calling it Xbox One, but you really couldn't do everything on it as if it's one system. If you were smart, Xbox, if you were going to actually go with the Xbox One name, what you should have done is made it to where you can play Xbox originals on your Xbox One, as well as pretty much every 360 game. If you have the disc, you should be able to play it on your system. I understand that there are games like Transformers War for Cybertron, Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Those games you don't want to offer no more or whatever, but you can make it at least compatible to play the game, considering that the 360 I can still put the disc in and play it on. But unfortunately, I can't do that on my Xbox Series X, which I kind of thought I could for some reason. I don't know what gave me that idea. I should have known that Xbox is a business and that they're always trying to, and they also have partners that they have to have agreements with. I understand that, okay? But it's just like, Hasbro, they couldn't ask Hasbro if we could just continue to make it backwards compatible on the Series X. That's just some question that I kind of wonder about. I'm like, what's the deal with this, Because I always like that. I just want to be able to play my Transformers games on my Series X. It sounds dumb, but I'm a big Transformers fan, and the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games, those specific two, are like, to me, classic Transformers. Like, these are great Transformers games. I mean, they could be a little better. There could be a little this, that, and the other thing. But I'm saying overall, that and Transformers Devastation is another great one. But speaking of the console war, I don't know why we call it a war, because really both consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, really kind of have more games that you could play on both of them than you could play as exclusives. I get it. We get Gears of War and stuff like that. I get that with Xbox, and you get other things for PlayStation. I'm not a PlayStation guy specifically, so I don't remember what they're. I mean, God of War, I guess, but I know they had the Spider-Man games and stuff, and that's also on Steam as well. But it just seems like there's not a lot of reason to go out and buy a new console anymore, because the exclusive stuff is just not as exclusive or as great, you know? And they make these cinematic type movie games now to where you're spending a half an hour just watching the game, and then you get to play it a little bit after that, and you start getting into the story and stuff. But it's so cinematic that the creativity and fun seems like it's sucked out of the games nowadays. I mean, a game like Minecraft, I value Minecraft heavily because Minecraft was a game that basically says, here, do what you want. That is the greatest idea for a game that you can come up with, because it basically says, here you go, you're the player, do what you want, okay? There's a couple of things that might stop you, might destroy your house or whatever, and, you know, there might be some zombies or whatever in this game, but overall, do what you want. Well, unfortunately, Microsoft kind of got a hold of the franchise of Minecraft and kind of changed it to where it just doesn't feel like Minecraft, like the original Minecraft I played when it was first starting and kind of coming out, you know. I really enjoyed that experience back then, and that was really something to feel the ability to go out into the world of Minecraft and be like, what am I going to run into? But anyway, Minecraft is just a game that I thought was one of the most ingenious ideas of a game. But getting back to consoles and all that stuff is what I was set out to try to talk about on here. The whole thing with Xbox versus PlayStation is kind of a joke, because I could really just kind of get the same game on either one for the most part. And there's not a lot of exclusives that I'm dying to get to, you know, play overall. So they just kind of I don't even see the point of buying a PlayStation because I got an Xbox, and vice versa, you know. So there's a couple of games that I would like to play if I had if I had PlayStation. Now maybe because I don't know PlayStation, I don't know what they have in their stores or whatever, but I do know that PlayStation has The Forest, not Sons of the Forest, but The Forest, the first one, which is, for me, that's a benefit. That makes me want to buy a PlayStation. Now, I have that on my Steam, and I have that, you know, I can play that on my PC or whatever if I want with a controller and everything. That's cool and everything. And I can even enter cheats in even easier because I have a keyboard that I can just plug in and I can just type in the stuff really easy. But I would like to be able to play Sons of the Forest on a PlayStation. I would actually buy a PlayStation if I could play Sons of the Forest and The Forest on there. That's actually a benefit because those are actually things that I want to have on a console where I can hold the controller and just lay in bed and just chill out and play it, you know? Whereas with a PC, you're kind of just stuck in this situation where, you know, you're playing on your Steam Deck maybe, I guess, or you play it on your TV, but you kind of have to, it's just not the same, you know? It's nicer to have it on a console if you're going to play that type of a game. Because I just like the open world, the ability to craft and build my houses and fight these crazy tribal, whatever, cannibals in the games and stuff. It's just fun. And that's like my perfect game idea, is to have an open world creative crafting type of game that's like Sons of the Forest or The Forest or whatever. But another thing that I kind of want on a PlayStation, if I bought a PlayStation, is, do they have any Backrooms games? You know, the people who made the Complex and the Complex Expedition, I really wish that they would really put that on the Steam Deck as like a controller-based type of game where you could just play it without some mouse or anything, to all this extra stuff. I understand the PC people are so in love with the mouse and all that stuff. You want to get more people to buy the product to make it more popular, you give it the controller treatment, okay? And I know Steam is pretty good with trying to set up so where you have controls and stuff for these games and stuff. And you can actually play it with a controller or on the Steam Deck, which is basically a controller. So I get that. But if I was, because the reason I'm saying all this stuff is because I thought about buying a PlayStation 5 or 4 or whatever, and I just thought about getting it, but I'm like, what are the games I really would die to play on there? Because I know it's on Xbox Series X, and to me, I'm just kind of bored because they only have so many games that I'm really into. Like that, because I like open world games, survival, crafting, like Minecraft, Sons of the Forest, that type of stuff. I mean, I like the Far Cry games even. Some of them are not as great as others, but I do like the Far Cry franchise because you're just kind of just given this whole thing, this whole world. Get your gun, go out there and do missions and do little things and kind of find new areas and do little things, you know? I like that ability. I like the open ability to just go play, you know, and just go enjoy the environment instead of it being such a narrated like story where it's guiding you down this one path because they got this one specific story that you have to stick to. I hate that. I hate the narrow path type of games because the graphics are so great, but they don't want to let you have an open world. They want to have they want to control it like a movie narrative or something, which is fine. Okay, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But we should have other options, you know. So there's other games like there's I think that's Planet Craft or whatever on Steam Deck or whatever. That's another cool game that Planet Crafter or yeah, anyway, something like that. I'm messing it up now. But that's a cool game. I've noticed doesn't really have any villain or any kind of like thing that's coming against you specifically or like an alien, but it's like Mars and you're trying to change the environment and grow plants there, and you're trying to do all these things. You have your little base and you can build new base parts and stuff, and you get different things there. It's kind of a cool game, and it kind of does have a little bit of that a little bit of a No Man's Sky kind of feel, and it's fun. I think it's cool, but for the most part you don't get too many games like that anymore. So you don't really get a lot of games that are giving you the ability to do what you want, you know? So my point is I would like to be able to play a game like that on PlayStation. The only reason why I'm saying that is because on Xbox, I've already experienced the maximum amount of what you can get on the Xbox Series X. And I've looked at it and I'm like, okay, I've seen all these games before. I can get most of those games on Steam. I can get most of those games probably on PlayStation. And from what I've seen, yes, I can get them on PlayStation. So what is my sales point? What's making me go, hey, I need a PlayStation, you know? Or I want an Xbox, or I want this. Because I know Nintendo Switch, they're going to come out with a Switch 2 or something eventually here. And I get that. And that'll probably have better graphics, better this, that, and the other thing, you know, whatever. But if they don't make it backwards compatible to where you can play your Switch games on it, I would even say put your 3DS games on there too. But, you know, I know them. It's a money game, and they want you to start from scratch and start all over buying all your games again. Now, I'm sure they'll do some kind of stuff where you can play older games, or they'll just take the games from the Switch and just port them over to the Switch 2 and say, you know, this is brand new, blah, blah, and it's Switch 2 now. And it's like, buy the game all over again. Really? This is getting sickening. So, anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, the idea. I'm sure some people might get offended and mad because I get that all the time whenever I talk about consoles or the Steam Deck or whatever. You get a bunch of people who know everything and they get really angry at you if you know, say something bad about their precious, you know, thing that they worship the most or whatever. Anyway, but I just wanted to kind of throw that idea out there and just kind of talk about it. Because it's something I always think about. Like, what's the point of buying a PlayStation or an Xbox nowadays? There's not really as much of importance to go out and choose one or the other because they really just the same system, just a little more power here, a little more this, that, and the other thing there. And it's really the same. You get the same type of games, not a lot of exclusives. So, I don't know. I think Steam could come out ahead if they released Half-Life 3. And they might just blow Xbox and PlayStation out of the water a little bit if they got to do that, because that's like a main reason to get a Steam Deck or a Steam account or whatever, because that's a great game. And everybody's been waiting for Half-Life 3, but good luck. We'll see how if they do it, in the next 50 years, who knows. But anyway, I didn't want to make this video super long. So like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.